So from zero to over 12,000 a month, around nine and a half of that thousand being profit. This is the story of Vaclav. We call him Vash. He is a student in agency incubator as well as copy paste agency. And yeah, he's a total beast. And I don't think much else needs to be said. So let's roll it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's student interview. We're joined here with Vash. And yeah, as always with these student interviews, very little planning, obviously, apart from what I know of the person and what I know of their story and whatnot. But very little planning. We're just gonna shoot the shit, two agency owners, and see what value we can provide to you. So, first things first, thanks for coming on to a student interview.
It's an absolute pleasure, Iman.
So, you want to tell them a little bit about yourself, how you got into agency life, how you found the program, a little bit of context. Vash is in agency incubator now, copy-paste agency as well.
Yeah, so it's been like quite bumpy road because if I start from the very beginning, last year I was still delivering food with UberEats. So I was riding bike in the rain 5-6 hours every day in winter, whatever the weather was. And then like I started to do some cold emails for my girlfriend's father's business. So just sending cold emails, nothing complicated. And during that I was always listening some motivational videos or some inspirational podcasts on YouTube, and Iman's ad was still popping up like around 20 times every single day. And after 4 seconds, I always skipped it when I could. Like, do you struggle get more agency clients? And I was like, I don't have
was on YouTube.
Yes.
It was on YouTube. Oh, sheesh.
And I was like, I don't have agency. I don't know what having agency is. So I was skipping it. But then like once I didn't skip it and I was just listening it in the background because I was maybe stretching. So I wasn't by the computer. And I was like, wow, that sounds quite interesting. Let's give it a shot.
And so every single time you thought I was a total dumbass, and the one time you couldn't get to your computer quick enough, you're like, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Exactly. So for, I don't know, 3 months, I could have been already doing my agency if I wasn't ignorant or if I just gave you a shot. But luckily I gave you the shot, and yeah, it totally transformed the way I live right now. So I started October 1st, and I think in the mid-October you had a party for all the students. So I was very happy to join. I managed to sign London. First client before going there, and everybody at the party, I signed $3,000 a deal. And I was like, I'm having local business paying me $100 a month. It almost didn't even pay the train to get to London. So. But yeah, fast forward till Christmas, I was doing local businesses, nothing major. And then I transitioned to info products, landed two clients I still work with right now. I enjoy working with them, so I do the service myself. And around 2 months ago, I transitioned to e-com, and then I have 3 clients in e-com, and the service is delivered by my media buyer. Yeah, so that was my journey.
So right now, I mean, dude, that's a very impressive timeline. So October 1st, you started your agency. You got that first £100 a month client. And my first client was 380 pounds a month. I always say 300, but I remember that I sent it to my coach, who then was like, no, you can bump it up to 380. So I ended up bumping up to 380 because it was 95 pounds a week. For some reason, I pitched per week back in 2016. And I was like, I don't want to do 100 pounds a week because that sounds expensive. So I pitched at 95 pounds a week. So, yeah, so look, we all start somewhere, but that's a very impressive timeline to go from, October, November, December, charging very low ticket to then at this point in April, you're making, you said 12,000 pounds in rev this month?
Yeah, in dollars. Yeah, around $12,000.
Okay, $12,000. And you're going to be, of that, how much would be because we like to talk profit here on in the community and whatnot. So how much profit will you be taking?
Yeah, it would be around 9.5 would be profit.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, that's very impressive. I mean, to build in pretty much 6 months to build a profit business that is at the current run rate is looking to generate 100,000 in profit is very, very impressive. So yeah, I'm very excited to pick your brain now. you said that you start off with, you went, okay, look, you went from local businesses to info product clients, which by the way, on the scale of difficulty, like local business here, like local business here, like e-com is here, and then info product is like here. So you went from opposite ends of the spectrum. So why do you decide to make that shift?
Yeah, so honestly, I just was enjoying fitness so much, and I saw, especially in the UK, a lot of fitness coaches selling courses, and essentially I thought they have no idea what they were doing, and just I was learning about this, and we could implement this and this, and so I started to reach out to them. I managed to sign 2 of them, but then what I realized is that after probably 3 weeks of outreaching, all UK fitness coaches were outreach by me already. So I just hit a ceiling in the UK, and I thought like I don't really enjoy that much as, for instance, ecom, because I just like when you get the clients or customers to the store and they buy maybe in two days, but with some high ticket info products they might buy in a month, 2 months down the line. So I just enjoyed much more doing the ecom right now.
Yeah, that brings up a definitely a very fair point, which is the turnaround time, the flip over, the revenue flip over is a lot longer, that process. Because I mean, even with most like webinars, for example, there's usually the follow-up sequence is anywhere from 7 to 14 days. And it kind of goes like this, like say they jump onto a free case study or webinar or whatever the value proposition is up front. It kind of, the most of volume comes here. So it slopes upward, and then right at the end, it peaks again as it kind of comes to the end of that sequence. So yeah, I totally know what you mean there. With e-com, it's a little different. It's a little snappier. Also kind of depends on the product. I know that, you know, for example, a client like ours with Oura Ring, it's like some people actually take a decent amount of time to figure out whether they want a $300 ring, which I guess is fair enough. But then with some of our other clients where it's a $40, $50, I mean, the cheapest product we've ever sold, I think, is $40. It's more on the spot, as you said. So,
Exactly.
okay, awesome. So that is a little bit about how you got to this point. My next question to you is, you're still two of your 5 clients, you're still doing the service delivery for yourself. The other 3 you've managed to bring a contractor on. So you have a team member and they do the service delivery for you, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And that's total freedom for me.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I just need to spend maybe 1 hour on my clients a day. But I mostly spend around 9 hours because I just keep pushing, keep outreaching, keep learning. But if I had to, I don't have to spend much time on it. So that's just because of you, because you're such a system builder.
Yeah, I mean, I love getting people from stage to stage, and now you're at a stage where, and this is a lot of the work we do inside a copy paste agency, where, you know, you have relinquished those golden handcuffs where not only are you, because look, I mean, the main thing people want is time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. No one has location freedom right now, but you know, under normal circumstances, you would have location freedom. You don't have an office. You're not tied down in that sense. You have obviously a good amount of financial freedom. And the next thing is time freedom, you know, because the fact that you have your contractor who's come on board, and your team member, I prefer to say, who's come on board, you now are in a beautiful position where all you have to focus on is outreach and making your agency the best that it can possibly be for your clients and operationally. So my question to you is, what does a normal day, what does a normal week look like for you now?
So let me go a little bit back, because when let's say it was January, I was having the 2 clients. They're not huge. They're maybe 1,500 pounds total, both of them. So essentially then I actually got coaching from one of the students, John Gabb, and he was like, let's try 90-day challenge and just set 3 tasks you will do every single day. And I was like, okay, because my goal was to in September hit $10,000 profit. And now let's try it in 90 days. So what I've done in the past 87 days, this is day 88. I just, every single day, I wake up at 6, I meditated, had cold shower, I read my affirmations, and I went to straight block 1. I always wanted to get the hardest task in the morning. So I outreach 10 businesses, which was recording 10 looms for me. I learned sales for 2 hours. And then I was mostly working on my communication because English is not my first language. And like that, I tried to book as many meetings as possible in the afternoon. And this is what I've done. I maybe failed 2 days out of these 88 days. And for the first 60 days, nothing happened. No client signed it. And I was like, oh, this is the moment when everybody or most people would give up. But let's try to push it. And then in the past 3 weeks, I signed 3 biggest of my clients so far. And it just started to work just like this, like all the effort kind of stack up and the payouts came through. So this is just one advice I could give to anybody is just be consistent and never give up. Just find something you like, because even recording 10 looms a day might be a bit discouraging if you're not landing meetings or not closing it. But if you find something enjoyable about this process, it would definitely pay out. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you reached that tipping point. Now you got a lot of momentum going. My next question to you is, how many clients, do you have a goal amount of clients you're looking to onboard a month?
Yeah, so my goal is 2 clients a month.
Okay, understood. So 2 clients a month. So how many meetings, obviously if you're working backwards, how many meetings are you trying to set a month?
Yeah, so my goal is to have at least 5-6 meetings a month. I know from copy paste agency, I definitely aim for 2 now, but I still trying to bump the numbers, also looking for appointment setters right now. So yeah, but I don't know if I was lucky or what, but from 4 meetings, I closed 3 clients. So that was really good percentage for me. And yeah, so now I'm aiming for 2 meetings a week.
Well, I mean, a large part of why, I know a large part of why you signed, you had a 75% close rate is because, especially in the current agency climate, if you can mitigate as much risk as possible on the client's behalf, then you're gonna stand out. We just signed last week. It was on one of my vlogs. I just signed my first ever percentage of ROAS client, like performance only, 30% performance. Granted, I did charge £10,000 upfront setup fee, which is something new to us as well. But nonetheless, that was actually for a tangible little case study funnel build. But nonetheless, so I know that, but I guess the audience doesn't. All 3 of those ecom clients were a base plus percentage of ROAS, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so without going into the specifics, unless you're comfortable, majority of your billables come from that percentage of ROAS, basically your performance fee, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not surprised that you managed to close 3 out of 4 clients, because it's in the same way. I don't know if it's in the same way. Look, it's a lot easier to get someone to sign up to a free trial for something than it is to get someone to pay the normal fee. So yeah, I'm not surprised there. And I think you've got something very good going on, where obviously you're charging your performance fee, and that's where most of your billables come from, which makes it a lot easier to sign clients. It takes some confidence, and even me, I didn't do it for a long time until last year, charging base plus percentage of ROAS. Okay, so that's that. Was there a moment where things just changed for you? I mean, apart from that 60
way
day,
or bad way?
no, in a good way. Or was there a moment where you're like, this agency thing, I understand, I feel as though I'm in control?
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't know if the audience know, but I still study at university. I'm finishing next month. So it was like a lot of people were just focusing, this is the last year, you need to go all in on studies. And I was like, the moment I started my last year, I started agency as well. So I just structure my day in a way that I will get both done. So yes, maybe I didn't have free time. Maybe I didn't go out for many, many months. But then I realized, fuck, now I'm finishing uni. I have income that, especially in Czech Republic, is just outstanding. Some just general manager in the bank don't have it. Not many people actually have this. And I can now live the life I always wanted to. But it's not about the money. It's what's my passion is just because my parents helped me for the past 22 years. So I want to now be the person who takes for the rest of their life care for them. So I'm now building this agency with the vision to actually retire my parents if they decide to. So this is my passion. And when I signed in the past 3 clients, I just realized freaking it's possible. Like whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve, like no matter what, like whatever the goal is, you can achieve it if you just are consistent. And the why changed for me. If you just want to make $10,000 to actually buy, I don't know, some nice car, nice watches, then you will probably give up in month 1. But if you have strong why, you will just go to day 1,000 if you decide.
So you mentioned retiring your parents. Have you figured out like what that'll cost you?
Like in Czech Republic, it's not expensive. Like to live really good life, it's definitely not much. I'm just now still sole trader, so I'm about to set up my own company, and then, as you advised me, to employ them in there if they decide to. I still haven't told them, but yeah, the option is here, and if they decide to, they can. If not, at least I will provide them some extra lifestyle because they had to sacrifice it for me. So yeah,
that's awesome. So you haven't really mentioned future horizons. Like literally just before the last student interview I did prior to this, I was talking to a guy called Johnny. He's doing around 28,000 a month profit, and like he just has this infatuation for real estate. So his thing is like, just take this cash flow business and just parlay that into real estate. And like, that's his goal. Do you see yourself with your agency? What is it? Is this like for example, with me, like my agency is a 20, 30, 40, 50 year thing for me. Like for me, like having an agency is apart from having an accounting firm, it's pretty much the only thing where you walk into a room and you're valuable to everyone. Like the amount of times I walked into a room or I've been introduced from one person to another and they're like, you have to meet this guy. Him and his agency will make you a crap ton of money. Or, you know, like people just come to me for all sorts of marketing advice, like very influential people. So it's very, very cool in that sense. So I guess my long-winded question is this, and one thing I would say is there's other students who I talk to who are like, yeah, to be honest, like in 3-4 years, like I'm probably just going to take all the money, invest it in real estate or invest it in dividend stock portfolio and just kind of retire. So my question to you is like, what do you see with your agency?
So like, for me, it's hard to say because in the past 3 months, it was so fast journey that I didn't have even time to think about what's next. But I enjoyed so much. I enjoy so much talking to business owners. I enjoy so much when I see that I actually took the biggest nightmare of theirs, which is probably, am I going to have enough clients to pay the bills? And if I can help them actually get rid of this, that's my passion. So I believe I would continue doing this. I want to keep it streamlined as possible. And I want to then probably have second thing I will be working on as well, because the agency won't require that much time as it did at the beginning. But honestly, I can't say what it will be because it just now so fast that I'm just trying to put the processes in place so it's streamlined as possible. I just finally got Stripe. I can auto bill clients. It's a game changer for me. So I'm just trying to do the things that I didn't have time at the beginning.
Okay, that's awesome. So how are you finding, just to pivot real quick, how are you finding most of your e-com clients?
So finding the leads, I mostly do Instagram. So I find a business that I think I can help, who is the perfect lead, we can say, and then I just go to suggested and just go from there. So suggested other businesses, and I take it from there. Yeah.
Okay, understood. So you mentioned earlier that you're doing 10 looms a day. How long does it take you to do a loom from beginning? I'm assuming you batch the lead sourcing. So from sitting at your desk to getting the email sent.
So I used to do 8 minutes loom, but then I decided, or I realized that around probably 50, even 70% of these people are truly not interested in the Facebook ads, or they truly don't put a value on it right now. So what's the point providing them with ton of value up front if they just like, thank you for the value, but we are not interested. So essentially what I started to do is just 3-4 minute looms. So to just spark enough interest, quickly introduce myself, maybe show one mistake that I could improve. So I might say that I spotted 4 major mistakes. Let me go over one of them. So I don't go over all 4 of them. Then I show them quickly one case study, which is similar to them, and then call to action, book a 10-minute call with me. So the 10 looms, if everything goes as I want to, it's 60 minutes.
Okay, awesome. So you said book a 10-minute call with you. So does that mean that you're usually doing a 2-call close rather than 1 call?
Exactly. I just tested, and it has such better results, because what's the rationale for me is that I record the loom, so they know my face, they know my voice. Then we jump on a 10-minute call where I just truly find out if I can even help them. Because as we both know, there are clients that even if you were the best at the best, you cannot deliver the results for them. So on the 10-minute call, you build better rapport, just ask questions. And if they are qualified, then I book follow-up call. And essentially now I have, let's say, 24, 48 hours to audit their business. So I even take analytical access. So I look at their ads and I just craft a specific strategy to their pain points and that magnify their desires. So it's just tailor-made. Then we jump on the call and we are already as a friends. We just know each other much, much better than if we jump straight on the sales call. So I do 2-way calls.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's pretty much about it in terms of questions for me. The last one I would say is just, what would you say to anyone who's, as I said, kind of at that 18th mile, that day 60 out of 90 for you, that that breaking point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think it's having strong why and seeing it from big perspective, because if 90 days you can achieve, let's say, from $2,000 to 10K, go in just 90 days. Imagine what you can do in 180K, what you can do in 5 years, 10 years, 3 decades from now. Because I see that in 6 months, I improved massively in so many areas, and that's just 6 months. So I don't want to be, oh, now I'm going to invest in real estate, because this is just beginning of many year journey. And so if anybody is stuck, just keep going, but have a strong why. Don't just do it for the money, because then you will just fail or you will be burnout. So find a strong why and find something enjoyable. For me, for the looms, I always wanted to improve my tonality English. So I saw that just recording the looms, I can actually practice saying things differently. I can practice my pronunciation English. So find something that you enjoy about outreach. And if you really hate it, just get an appointment setter and sort it out.
Awesome. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on the student interview. Love your energy and very, very impressive timeline.
Thank you.